Winnie the Pooh, Dumbledore, Mother Teresa, and John Lennon. All of these characters are extraordinarily different, and yet they all share one common personality trait: optimism. They can all look at this bottle of water and see it as half full rather than half empty. I'm sure we all know someone in our lives who has a viewpoint like this, and for me, it is my mother. She's so special and kind and respectful, she can turn any cloudy day into a ray of sunshine. She makes me ask myself, how can I be more like that? How can I be more optimistic? Today, I am going to explain the concept of optimism, describe the benefits of being an optimist, and teach you techniques on how you yourselves can become more optimistic. If we want to become more optimistic, we must first understand what exactly it is. What is optimism? Well, the Webster Dictionary defined optimism as an inclination to anticipate the best possible outcome of actions and or events. Basically, it means we can look at life and expect smiles and not frowns. Optimism, it is not biological. Optimism is a personality trait, which means it can be learned. There is no one on this earth that has more optimistic chemicals inside of them than the next person. Optimism is also used as a coping mechanism for stress and fear. So we know about optimism. Why should we focus on having it? Who cares? Well, optimism has been shown to improve our health as well as our mental health. I recently found a study online between two women, one who was considered an optimist and one who was pessimistic, meaning she was more negative about life. Over the course of several years, they came to find that the woman who was optimistic was 4 times less likely to develop chronic diseases than a woman that was pessimistic. Optimism has also been shown to improve our immune system. Basically, when our mind thinks we're happy and we look at things with a happy perspective, the body thinks, oh, it's not bad, I'm fine. And it can actually decrease the amount of symptoms you have and the pain you experience. Optimism also helps alcoholics and drug addicts overcome their substance abuse. Optimism has been shown to get them out of rehab quicker, and they live normal lives for a much longer period of time. They don't relapse as often. Optimism also helps with depression. If you look at things in a brighter light, it does not take you down a dark road. Depression results from perhaps a traumatic experience in your life. You start thinking about it all the time, and pretty soon the negative thoughts you have on one thing turn into negative thoughts on everything, and it goes for a long period of time. Optimism, however, can help not cause that behavior. Optimism sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yes.
It does? All right. Well, let's see. How can we be more optimistic? We can be more optimistic by practicing a few simple tips and tricks. We start with the most simple one, known as the pen method. What you do is you stick this pretty little pen inside your mouth and you activate your smiling muscles. What happens is, because your muscles are smiling, it makes your brain think, oh, I'm supposed to be happy because my body's happy, I'm happy. And it causes you to just naturally smile. It takes maybe 3 to 5 minutes. If you're just typing on the computer, just stick them in your mouth and you'll be good as new. Also, create a blessings list. Everyone has something in their life to be thankful for. Sometimes it is a good idea to just sit down, just take a little sticky pad and a pen, maybe the one that was in your mouth perhaps, and write down stuff you are thankful for. It could be the cappuccino in your hand. It could be the roof over your head. It could be your mother, your father, your puppy. Everyone has something that makes them feel happy. You also, to be optimistic, speak to yourself in the mornings. Sometimes we wake up and we think, man, I'm just not looking forward to work today. I don't want to go outside. It's raining. No. Instead of thinking it's going to be a crappy day, make it a happy day. Tell yourself when you wake up, the day is mine to conquer. There is something I can do that will make me smile, and I'm going to figure out what it is. I ain't going to sit here and mope. I'm going to get out, go out, and be optimistic. The next thing you can do, think of others rather than yourself. The spirit of giving is upon us. It is Christmas time, and it has been psychologically shown that people who give more experience more optimism and happiness. Lastly, get a hobby. I don't care what it is. You could be a runner, you could be a painter, you could be a dog walker, anything you want that makes you feel happy and optimistic. Because when you have a hobby, you don't have time to think about those sad things. You don't have time to just sit around and mope. No, you're too busy doing something that makes you enjoy life. And the more you enjoy life, the more optimistic and the more easier it is to handle those little trials and tribulations that come along. You're too busy doing things you love. If we follow these simple methods, our mind will eventually be trained to look at situations differently, and most importantly, we will become better people who have grown into positive, healthy individuals. Sometimes life gets hard. Things do not always go our way, and sometimes we feel helpless. But if we remind ourselves of the force of optimism, we can handle anything thrown our way. It will not only affect our lives, but it will affect our general health. An optimistic attitude leads to optimal health. Remember that, and in case one day you're feeling upset, try the tricks and techniques that we described today and see if they can help train your brain and turn the day around. Thank you so much.